probably going to lose a lot of kills to skirmishes beyond that. So very early into the game, we're going to see some important moments. Are we going to see Caps freeze the wave outside of his turret, jump beyond the wave, and threaten Vladdy on the Orianna? That is so much happening.
At the moment, KC versus G2, who will win? I feel it hasn't updated, or it's just very, very even as Skewman and LeBron look for a fight in the mid lane. They're jumping onto Vladdy, who does flash away, but a good knockback by Skewman, who will get first blood to G2. No real escape for Vladdy after he burned that flash.
Oh, Vladdy had done so well at managing his wave, but all it takes is one mistake, and Caps on LeBlanc pounces. Is walking into Yikes, though.
He's going to get hooked up here. Doesn't have the Mimic, but does have his flash. There's a chain coming out as LeBron comes in just to make sure his mid...
Especially with bot lanes on the other side of the map, they often be a lot of your DPS.
Knight coming in, LeBron with the Shadowing Strike, needs to dodge away from the Impale, uses the heal for the movement speed, but is slowed up by Yike. LeBron now on the wrong side of the rift. The hook lands as well from Targamas. Hansama trying to trade back in. Yike still holding on to that Impale as Hansama is able to survive. Keeper's verdict. No one guilty. Skewman lands the slam into the wall. Yike down to 200 HP, and Hansama's given so much time just to mow him down.
Use that to brawl out against LeBlanc. Maybe Walker's Dave down here. They do want to contest.
Skewman already has that dragon down to 2,000 HP. Should be an easy enough secure. No real contest.
Remember that you do have the LeBlanc and the Kaiser, which can fly to one side of the fight. KC must approach at the right time.
Keeper's verdict. Impale will stop. He gets knocked back! He's yielded to oblivion! And the question is now, can Skewman escape? He goes in, has to flash away. The shockwave lands onto 3. It's Skewman, Broken Blade, and LeBron retreating out. KC will take the Herald. Kana's looking for lives. LeBron has to flash away. He's burning. Should have the movement speed to get out of this one. Kana pops the Flame Splitter again, but he doesn't have a scrap shield in time, and the remount from LeBron will be enough to escape.
Nothing moves to G2 Holiday!
Yep, she was definitely behind them. And KC from that will not only take the Riptail, they'll take a Drake. Get on the board. Only sitting at 0-0-1 on this LeBlanc. He'll dash away. LeBlanc's still behind. Skewman waiting here. They'll look for Targamas first. Vladdy now realizes he has to flash away. Magnusaur coming out. There's the TP as well. Death Charge used onto Caps. Keeper's verdict gets the knockback. And Targamas will sacrifice himself for his mid laner. Good job by the support to mean that he could survive for a little bit longer, but the charge comes in from G2. A good shockwave from Vladdy will catch onto 2. The dive continues as now Caps is the one tanking the tower. Impale goes wide. Broken Blade will dismount onto Skull. The aggro switches over to Skewman. The equalizer comes down. Broken Blade's going to flash away as he looks to dash out of Yike's clutches. But the pincers collapse, and Broken Blade goes down in the end. A 2-for-1 exchange to 10,000. Targamas making sure that Skewman doesn't have an easy avenue to approach this. Skewman's going to start to walk in, but that is already gone. Depth charge onto the enemy jungler. Atakan secured for KC. They sneak it away. Great setup overall.
Yeah, KC just group up, take it down, and G2 don't have a great answer. They do take the bot turret, and they push in a little bit towards mid as well, so they get some tower damage for the objective trade. Any other kind of fights coming through? We're all sticking around on top side.
LeBron looking for Vladdy. Kalist goes in with the Valkyrie. Exhaust goes down, but Kalist just one-shots him. Caps diving in. The chains will find their man. Slam into the wall from Skewman as well. So we see Targamas fall alongside his bot side brethren. Hansama having to flash away from Kana, who's overheated. But it doesn't matter. His autos will do all the work. Broken Blade finds a cowardly Skull to remount, but Skull immediately runs away as KC find 3 in the play.
G2 try and punish KC after the Atakan, but KC are ready. G2 don't get the clean play, and now suddenly Herald into mid lane.
The Drake has been started here by G2. KC TPing in as they look for the fight. Broken Blade around the wings here. Yike going in for it. Equalizer down. LeBron's going to jump away from it. The slow onto Caps, though, not enough. He's going to distort away. Hansama hooked up, though, as KC find another. Caps, chains don't connect. The exhaust down. Yike's going to chase him. Skewman jumps onto Kalist, but is all on his lonesome because BB has gone home. Skewman, with the steadfast presence movement speed, should be able to get out of here. Vladdy and Kana trying to cut him off at the pass.
Oh, they're teleporting.
TP comes out from Vladdy. I mean, you might just give a free ticket away for Skewman here. He can dash onto you and then flash over the shockwave if it comes out. Vladdy does get the slow with the dissonance, and that will be enough to spell the end of the Poppy.
G2 get the objective.
Items complete. Kalist is doing the same on this Corki. Even if he's dying early on, LeBron has a big flank here, but KC are wise to it. Magnusaur coming in. There's the Killer Instinct as well as they dive onto Kalist, who flashes away, but Hansama just dives to the tower. Skewman impaled and cooked underneath the turret. Broken Blade now charging away. Cowards, you cry! As Scarlet runs away himself. Equalizer down. Ishtal's impact from Yike. It's gonna be 3 for KC as G G2 took a fight they just weren't ready for.
G2 run head first into the blue wall and into the blue. The Baron burst for them and an easy slide in towards the next objectives and a dominant game.
5 points in your group that really challenges you. Is it better to wait for playoffs so you can ride the momentum high as Targamas is chasing onto Broken Blade here? Charge away, but Targamas flashes in front of it. Depth charge coming out as well. The Keeper's Verdict being channeled by Skewmon. He'll yeet the Scorpion to Timbuktu, and Targamas dies for it. Callist almost takes down Skewmon, but can't quite get the final shot. Broken Blade, though, will not manage to escape. In the end, Targamas takes it. And KC get another on the board in a 1-for-1 exchange.
1-for-1, but KC have the wave and they can keep pushing forwards. Yeah, he was yeeted out, but he's still back, flashing forwards.
Yeah, Impale going wide there as Hans Summer flashes away himself. KC know that Caps is not here. The TP being invested by Vladdy to make sure that he stops that tier 2 from falling. They'll take an inhibitor, Caps dashing away in that top side. Kana trying to turn this around with the equalizer, just forces G2 away from making any subsequent plays. Just finishing up his 3rd item where there were 4 on Callist. It's a terminus for Hans Summer, but maybe end of the road for G2, at least in this game. Labrov caught out a little bit by Targamas. Caps jumping onto Callist will land the chains, but doesn't get much more. And you can see an order with that Trinity Force enough to take Caps down to about 500 HP. The dive in with the killing instinct onto Vladdy, but he's so tanky. Broken Blade now left on his lonesome, has to flash the wall, but Kana will not let him escape. Burns him up in the jungle. And now Skewmon needs to look for a miracle steal on this Baron. Broken Blade 50 seconds away from respawning. Vladdy's going to try and keep Skewmon at bay. Targamas going to join that foray.
They still have Shockwave. After everything's been used, they can still just ward them off.
Yeah, it's just gone. There's the hook going out. Skewmon dives onto Vladdy. Equalizer as well. Vladdy falling so low. He will die in the end. To Skewmon's damage, he'll flash away. The Baron secured for KC, but they'll only have it on 4.
I mean, they still managed to get around this 2G2. Half health from the jungle. It's not a great start.
Broken Blade still has a quarter of the timer on his cooldown for his charge and no TP. He's going to have to leave that super minion in the base, hitting those Nexus towers. Yike going forward. Caps look for Kana. Flashes away, but the stopwatch will stop the chains. Magnet Storm onto 3 here. Impale just short of Hans Summer, but Lebrov's the first one to go pop, and Broken Blade still not in the fight. The Dragon, the next target for G2, is Skewmon, and Hans Summer try to burst it down before KC can react. Skewmon with the charge back onto Yike. The Baron secured by Yike. He wins the smite fight, and now KC continue to advance. Broken Blade jousting forward. Hans Summer low. Skewmon the same. Caps dashes in, but just lands the chains onto Targamas. Broken Blade, Scarlet has left him, and so will the last beat of his heart. Broken Blade down. KC pushing forward. Equalizer just clips Hans Summer. The redemption coming out as well just to heal him up, but a TP behind. Can Skewmon defend Hans Summer here? Targamas, depth charge. Skewmon needs to stand in the way, but he doesn't get there in time. The killer instinct, an instinct only for the grave. Caps tries to get another chains, but it's only onto Yike. It doesn't even get through his shield. KC just marching through the base at this point. Skewmon slammed into his own Nexus, and G2 are left rattled.
KC, a real reality check for G2. A roar of life from the blue wall. What a dominant game 1.
Caps trying to do everything he can to find anything out of this game, but he'll lose his life at the end of it. The blue wall stands tall as KC go 1-0 up.
Now, I'm not sure G2 expected a game like that. I'm not sure a lot of the fans did too. KC, a huge statement in game 1. Perhaps giving us some thoughts about the strength of these groups and definitely the strength of KC. Very cohesive game plan. Wait until the grouped up fights and make the most of it.
Also just an evolution of KC from what we saw of them in the summer regular season. We'll be right back after this break. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Time.
And the KC fans in louder voice here in the arena as well, unsurprisingly, with the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, we want to some chance. Where are you, G2?
I'm
approaching.
You can see Vladdy's quite a way away, currently only near the red buff. Hans Summer forced back a little bit because control were down in the Tribush. Targamas goes in, exhaust onto Skewmon. Smite by Yike, won the last one of these. Skewmon looking for the smite, and it's Yike again! He's just Skewmon's father, it seems. Labrov hit with the Ultra Shock Laser, and it's a perfect execution from Vladdy that kills off the cow.
Oh, welcome back, Vladdy.
And they're just spectating as KC take the 2 grubs.
I like to call it Safari League of Legends. Yeah. Well, we've got an animal going in right there. The cow's on the rampage.
Goes back out with the Cyclone there. Labrov going in, pops that Unbreakable Will. Arcane Storm coming out as well, but not really much happening there for G2. Labrov went for the engage with the Hex Flash. Skewmon's going to dash away. Targamas dancing in. with that grand entrance. Cap's still looking for more. Remember, no ultimates available now as Broken Blade is just killing off Kana. Kana has no ult, has to flash. BB on the chase, going all out. Can't quite land the Intofos.
Not seen this one before. I'm not sure it's been popping up in solo queue. We'll look at that one in the background. But Gliss looking for those poke angles. Yeah, you sit down in that bottom left there, actually. Just look down. No, it switched over to the Karmine. All right, it switched away from it.
They
You
baited
can see
you,
it
man.
was there. Hang on, Bloody goes in.
Yeah, Vladdy looking for this, but he has to dash away and dive to Summonary. There from Caps.
Bloody is on the flank. They do want to contest.
That's a pincer movement here by KC. Cap's going to try and keep Vladdy at bay. Yike goes into the pit, but the smite comes down before he's in range. One way not to lose the smite fight is to have it dead before the enemy jungler arrives. It's a Hex Soul for us, a Drake apiece so far in this game. This would only be second Drake for G2 or for KC. They managed to steal it away. Labrov has that unbreakable will. There with the teleports in. As we see G2 still on the Drake. Hexgate from Kana. Caps turns onto him immediately behind Summer. Already half HP. The Redemption will heal him up. There's the quickness onto the backline. Vladdy flashing forward. Hunt Summer down. KC find the first. Broken Blade's going to go all out and pull across the wall. Kana, but they just don't have the damage on him right now. Labrov escapes with the sliver. Kana goes down. Vladdy dashes away with the perfect execution. Labrov gets taken out by an Ultra Shock laser, I believe, out of Kalist. And in the end, a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of KC.
KC find the flashless carry of Hans Sammer, and that's it.
Human was able to kill off Kana, and now the Artican begun by G2. 1,000 gold in the hole, Hex Flash away from Labrov.
Oh, good grab,
KC only have 3 players here, and that Artican is already down to 3,000 HP. Yikes used the decoy, the Artican secured. G2 will look to try and escape. Skewmon with the Crescent Guard, the dive in from Vladdy immediately knocked up. A good Pathmaker will knock 2 back. Vladdy and Yike dived into their demise. And G2 are looking for more. Cat's chasing Kalist, no flash on him, but he's able to run away with that extra movement speed, dash across the wall. G2 get a little bit of control back in the game.
Look, this series has largely been about Canada so far, but BB holds the door shut. Fantastic W. Lavrov now in danger, though.
Yeah, caught out. He's going to try and knock Targamas across the wall here, but that wall is just too thick. Kalist gets another. Kana coming in from the side. The Rift Herald charges in for a mid-lane tower. It's the first of the game for either team. G2 secure it. It will get another charge in. A little bit of damage onto that tier 2. Flicker Blades and Yuntals. 3 items is really where these AD carries come online, but 2 is enough for them. Alongside that, Caps farming up on this Victor Kalist. Oh, the exhaust down as well. The Arcane Storm's going to take him out. Targamas trying to get in with the quickness as well, but he just can't get there quickly enough. And that's what I was talking about. Kalist is dead. You have no damage. Caps with a double. A brace for him. And brace for impact, KC. Kana dies under his tower. And G2 might even be thinking about the win.
I mean, you blink and you miss it. The blue wall goes red. Great pickoff from Lavrov. Splats Kalist as he tries to wall ride, and the bot tower falling as well.
On the Baron, G2 need to retreat, spend their gold, and then get out on the map.
Yeah, so actually staying quite a long time has now left them in a bit of a problem because they haven't been able to retreat.
Lavrov has to burn the flash, but he's going to burn down anyway. Kalist gets the kill, as you say.
And now they're behind in the setup for the Dragon. KC might be able to take a fight here.
Lavrov does have TP, though, off the Unsealed Spellbook, so he can get into the fight, and he still has his ultimate. No flash for him as the Drake is down to 6,000, 5,000 now. Vladdy has a massive flank, and there's no vision. Lavrov finally puts a ward in there. Between worlds goes Kana, immediately locked up, knocked up, and taken out. The smite goes down, and it's this time. This Skewmon finds his mark. Yike getting chased out as well. It'll be a 3-for-0 with Drake alongside it, as G2 take total control of the game.
Yeah, Kana looks to go between worlds and only finds the underworld.
Secure this as quickly as possible, but I wouldn't be surprised if KC do a poke, do a prod, have a look, decide against it. G2 will get the Baron. Look at that damage from Caps. 24k. This guy, like, G2 have missed 1 Worlds of the last 9. And it's whenever Worlds qualification is on the line, Caps is just something else. He just becomes a different beast.
And he does
get behind someone, he has a spell shield. Yeah, you're getting Gromp. That's about all you can muster at this moment. G2 pushing in the last remaining wave. There's the TB flank, but they'll see it. G2 turn with the on the hunt. Broken Blade with the Pathmaker will bring the Cyclone onto a couple of his teammates. Targamas going in as well. The Frost's already killed off Yike. Hansama will die on the back line, but G2 don't care about their AD carry anymore. They've already found 4. And Kana likely to hit the floor as well, pulled out with the all-out. G2 still chasing. Caps has to use the stopwatch to drop the tower aggro. Kana dies for the ace, and we're going to 1-1.
Attention to anyone who's currently residing in blue side base. There is a storm warning. Caps drops the ult. and KC drop with it. Towers in their sights.
This is what we wanted from this series. This is what we wanted from the LEC Summer Playoffs. G2 and KC neck and neck after 2. Hopefully we go all 5.
Deathless is the man in the mid lane. Caps so often the standard bearer, waving the flag high at the enemy nexus.
That they are. For KC, back to the drawing board a little bit with that draft. But for you at home, if you want to win a trip to LEC Madrid, for you and a guest with all expenses paid, your journey starts here. Tell us your story with the LEC and why you deserve to win the trip. We'll be joining you again right after this break.
To make the difference.
I think the thing with the Yorick in this matchup specifically is you survive until you get your Maiden, and then you make sure you don't put your Maiden, clear out that wave, then come across. Does have the hero's entrance if a fight began, but Yike is a mile away. So it will be first Drake of the game over to G2. As their bot lane continues to push that one out. They already got the first grub. Vladdy looking for that Justice Punch into Taunt combination. KC trying to play this on multiple angles. They jump in onto Skumond. There's the taunt, and down goes Skumond. Absolutely assassinated.
Point and click into the taunt. KC an easy jungle kill. Served up on a platter. No smite now to contest these. First grub was taken by G2.
Right now, it's a little bit tricky for him to escape such a situation. Kalista and Targamas here, standing on the backside of the bush, but it hit with a Mantrid in a flame, and that's quite a bit of damage. Grand Starfall coming out. LeBron with an early flash. Kalista chasing it as well. There's the Aqua Prison. And now LeBron is sleeping with the fishes.
Yikes strikes. Some because there's a Nami.
Yeah, here next to this Tribush, but if he's at blue and he Grand Starfalls your face, it's like, oh, well, we couldn't see him. So you have to just be so cognizant. You shouldn't have gone in at all. LeBron looking for the chains here. Skumond's going to go in with the follow-up, and Kalist goes pop. The Cataclysm there just to seal the deal. Skumond takes it. Kalist overstepping, thinking the Karma was squishier than she was.
Yeah, well, AD carries, they should know that kind of skill set. The fact that Kalist is the first one in and the first one dead is really going to put KC behind if they want to contest this. Yikes is hanging around. I don't really think there's much you can look for here, though.
I think it's more just to try and gate G2 off from this mid lane wave. One plate will go over to Vladdy. Caps flashing for the Rune Prison. Broken Blade here as well. The Morning Mist, Dark Procession. Yike does have flash. He holds onto it for an absolute age as Skumond flags and drags in the
third one. KC can't contest.
Also be upgraded boots for them. They'll complete the feats of strength. Broken Blade helping out here as their third objective. They've already got first tower. So their boots making G2 take this and then go for the dragon yourself to avoid the soul. KC turn back towards it after running down towards the mid lane.
Make a decision,
It's
KC.
a merry-go-round. Grand Starfall coming out as well as Hun Sama has to dash away. Vladdy going in with the Winds of War as well. The smite goes over to Skumond, and now KC. They ran away, and perhaps they should have stayed that way. Hero's entrance coming out, but Skumond dashes forward, and in the midst of the Dark Procession, Yike will fall. Targamas down to 250 HP as Broken Blade looks for the Morning Mist. Lands it onto Vladdy. Kalist on that front line. Has the flash, has the barrier. The taunt coming out from Vladdy doesn't connect onto anyone, but it does delay. Flash forward from Caps with the Rune Prison. Kana's going to hop on the Bob's head. He's rooted again. The wall doesn't connect. Cataclysm in. And now Vladdy next target for Skumond. He's taunted. Cat still looking for Kalist underneath the tower, but G2 have just rocketed into the lead.
KC don't make a firm decision, so G2 make it for them. They'll get the Atakan, and because of the kills after, damn, some good damage onto Kalist, they will get the soul as well. KC lose everything across the map. I understand looking towards the Atakan, but they can't kill it quickly enough, choose to back off, and that is the end of them. Skumond Baron alive now. KC do have members available. I'm not sure they can take this fight easily, though.
Importantly, Kana just went Mega underneath the tower, so G2 know that he doesn't have the Rage Bars build up. Looks like KC aren't even going to try and contest, as G2 will just sweep away the Baron. Their 6th neutral objective in this game. Baron buff, Cloud Soul, 4K gold lead, LeBron going in, Realm Warp coming out, and goodbye Targamas. Some fresh sushi for G2. Can get behind enemy lines and get a couple of wards down. And Nami just isn't the person to do that. They're going to go towards the mid lane, looking for Broken Blade, who walks away from Vladdy, still stunned up with the Winds of War. Last Right's going to heal him up a little bit, but there is the kill for Kana. G2, meanwhile, pushing through that bot side. Hero's entrance still available for KC.
Teleport.
If they want to go for more, as you say, TP behind. Vladdy looking for the flank play here. He's going to be on his lonesome for a second. Second TP coming out from Kana, who has the Mega Gnar. Hun Sama dives onto Kalist, eats the Carling misses the Mystic shot. Targamas forced away as well. There's the hero's entrance. Kano on Caps, the Realm Warp trying to get him out, but Caps goes down. Bloody surviving for an absolute age. As Skumon looks for the engage, dodges away from the taunt, gets the knockup with a flag and drag. Will G2 go for more? It's a 3v4 in KC's favor. In a flame on Targamas. Skumon stepping forward onto Yike. Kalisp on his way back out. Targamas almost falling, gets taken out by the auto attack from Hansama. Kana dashing away. Yike trying to kill off LeBron, but the inner flame not enough. Kalisp will find him with a double tap to his heart. A good double knockup coming out from Skumon. Kalisp dies as well. For a second, it looked like KC had a fingertip back in the game, but G2 closed the door on their fingers.
KC, you can take as many teleports as you want. It's not getting you the angle into that fight. G2, they lose the Yorick, and it does not matter squat. G2 continue their way towards the Nexus.
Kana trying to get back to his base somehow, somewhere, but he just can't do it. Skumon's going to chase him out, and G2, for the first time in the series, will take a lead. They are 1 win away from Madrid, 1 win away from their 9th Worlds out of 10.
The Samurai Sword strikes twice in the series, perhaps a third to follow. KC would like to very, very much stop that from happening. Fell behind after that series of plays around those big objectives, and G2 tore them apart.
And they did. We're going to game 5 after this break. Don't you dare go anywhere. Both teams, front to back is the name of the game. Obviously, the volleyball can apply a little bit of pressure in the early game. Sejuani will struggle if they're in that pure 1v1 because volley is just so good here. Yike is going to meet him in the bush. They're looking for Kana, but both the junglers will meet up. Broken Blade getting traded on here by Kana. Yike losing the trade to the Volibear, just like we talked about. Kana now needs to run, flashes away from the knockup. Broken Blade should be able to retreat from this. They might turn back onto Kana. They know he's got no flash. The volley with the chase flash forward for the stun and bring down the axe. BB on the board early doors.
Turns out Sion doesn't just cut down
right now. G2 have already started the Dragon. AC might just give up the Ghost on this one. I think that's what they'll do. They got the first. They're okay with that. Chem taken by G2. And it's another Cloud Soul to grace the Rift.
Can start fights very effectively, and we're also in the point of power for the Volibear. First item, that Cosmic Drive, you mentioned the build earlier, stuff like the Flicker Blades likely coming in too. Real question for me will be when they choose to fight.
Kaliss taking a bad trade there. Glacial Fisher going wide. Kaliss flashes and cleanses. Targamas stunned up as well. The Arc of Judgment sends him to meet his maker. Skumon on the chase. No sums on Kaliss. It's time for a Stormbringer. Doesn't even need the ult. Burns the flash instead. Hits him with the Thundering Smash, and that's 2 quick kills to G2.
G2 hit their power spec quite enough. Yunara starts to throw those prayer beads through them. Synult in topside.
Unstoppable Onslaught coming out. Decimating Smash. Oh, good knockback by Kana. Still going to be slow. Flash countered with a flash of his own. Kana heals up with the Grasp. Broken Blade can't look for anything more. A recall coming out from Kana. LeBron falling low here as the heal comes out. Tower falls to Caps. Vladdy on the chase. Yike trying to get in here as well. Has that Glacial Prison, but won't go for it. Currently a 3v4 in favor of G2. It's just not damage right now. Yumu's complete on Kana, but he's not there really to do too much right now. Can't even get through the shield on the Scion. And if you're KC, you're like, well, who usually carries us? Kana can be really good. Yike getting caught out. LeBron trying to flash forward. Stormbringer in from Skumon. And down goes Yike. G2. Hans Summer here as well. The curtains have opened. The wave not cleared out. Rift Herald coming down. It might just be a tier 2 here, Nymera.
They have the Ziggs. It's the Herald Ziggs charge. They didn't respect the volley barrel. It's going to be a huge inner turret push.
There it goes. G2 might just try and shepherd this forward. LeBron could just ride it away. No, can't. But then you're down to the lower side of the bracket. One loss knocks you out.
Oh, ult.
Hans Summer transcending. Oh, Broken Blade. Okay. That's some Tokyo drifting if I've ever seen it. Bounces off one wall into the other.
Will come in with the Zig Satchel charge. That'll be the full outer ring down, plus the inner and top lane. And the gold lead keeps increasing.
It's 6k at 17 minutes. There's a Drake for G2 if they want it, but they want to just keep pushing forward. Satchel charge away. Nature's Grasp coming out. Will clip Caps. Targamas flashes in with the Twisted Advance, but Caps, they just don't have the damage to get onto him. Caps survives through it. Targamas does not. Broken Blade TP's in. And KC immediately called for the and get a little bit of gold back in his pocket. But there's 2 items apiece on Hans Summer and on Caps. Broken Blade has 2 alongside it. Unstoppable Onslaught. Between the uprights, Kana flashes it. LeBron looking at Glacial Fissure. Decimating smash. There's the follow-up. And they just die. KC lose 2 in the blink of an eye.
G2, that was disgusting. Blink and you miss it. 2 dead from KC. And the base comes crumbling down. The inhibitor turret.
Push through the inhibitor tower on the bottom side. They have an 8,000 gold lead 20 minutes into the game. Lebrov's going to try and keep Yike at bay. Maybe he can steal. TP coming in from Vladdy. The curtain's open. Will there be an encore for KC or is the show over? Curtain pull. Hansama flashes away. Vladdy stand up. Hansama lives through it but dies afterwards. Vladdy still going on to Skewmon here. The flash away from Skewmon has the blast code, but played on the wrong side of the wall. Lebrov trying to retreat from Yike. Skewmon will be able to get away. Caps opens up onto Targamas. Lebrov coming back to rejoin with his team in the end. G2 to lose their...
Square up for another round. KC do not want to let this go if they can help it. Very, very hard to come back in a game like this.
Vision control down.
And I think particularly Skewmon does actually need to still play realistically. He can get burst out. The Volley Bear is not a hyper tank. That's an ult onto Caps. Just
Satchel
missing.
charges away from the Glacial Prison. There's no tower here to save him. TP comes out. The smite from Yike for the slow. Skewmon on the chase. Flashes forward, looking for the fight, and Kana able to escape for now, but the unstoppable onslaught will find him. Decimating smash for the follow-up. Yike flashing away. Arctic Assault. Storm comes down upon his head. A Tempest, and its name is G2. The Baron now in their eyes.
The Freljord face-off goes the way of Skewmon. G2 jungler against ex-G2 jungler. G2 go towards the Baron. No smite on the other side, and KC together. I mean, they've got themselves 1 kill in this game, folks. They have been well and truly shut out. G2 domination here in game 4. KC have barely seen daylight.
It's 9,000 gold lead at 27 minutes. It's only going to extend as they take this Baron up to 10k. Said ban volley.
Ban volley.
Apparently that's what you need to do. 40 seconds before Cloud Soul available to G2. Unstoppable onslaught coming in again as they go for Kana. Exhaust him immediately. The chase from Caps. The satchel charge and the Glacial Fissure makes Kana meet his maker. Broken Blade distracting the rest of KC. As now, once again, they have to defend in a 4v5. G2
And they have made a habit of it in this game. Kind of so important to KC. Has not been given room to breathe. G2 pushing through the bot side. Cracked the inhib. And the base is broken once again for KC.
Yeah, Broken Blade can shepherd in this next set of minions, but Skewmon has the wave in the mid lane. Looks for the stun onto Yike. Does land it. Curtains open from the Jhin. Hits a couple on a Broken Blade, but the Mega Inferno Bomb takes half his health. And now an Unbreakable is up from Lebrov. Caps will take the last shot into a Deadly Flourish. Perhaps they can find something here. Stormbringer away. Defensive. Nature's Grasp gets a couple of roots. But Vladdy too low to get in. TP behind. Kana. He's going to try a 1v5. Or maybe just try and escape. As G2 not unhealthy enough for them to take it. Targamas knocked up with a Decimating Smash. Skewmon already on the Drake here. Oh! Broken Blade just slams the train into the tree. He's a lumberjack for a reason, it seems. Pushing through the top side, have the Cloud Soul at their backs, ushering them forward towards their Nexus. Unstoppable onslaught again. He finds Vladdy, not with a knockup. Vladdy has to flash away. Yike towards the bottom side. Lebrov gonna get hit with Glacial Prison, but Mikhail's himself there that has the cleanse effect from the Summoner Spellbook. And Yike just trying to clear out a bit of vision on the side. The ultimates, only one invested by KC, but their base in tatters. Flying scraps at most around them. Maybe they can farm up the super minions. But 1 kill, 2 towers, and a Drake as G2 were swapping towards the top side. Now the march continues for G2. Looking at another Worlds qualification for KC. They still have more opportunities after this. Play up against Vitality, trying to get back to Madrid. Skewmon's going to get the stun onto Yike. KC still trying to defend. The last breaths of life still in their lungs, in their bodies. Glacial Prison onto Skewmon, but there's the Mikhail's coming out. Nature's Grass used as well. Yike falling low. Lebron's already killed up Targamas, and Kalista and Vladdy were caught. The exhaust onto Vladdy, stunned underneath the fountain. He's going to be healed up enough, but the Nexus is bare and open. There are 3 inevitabilities in the LEC. Death, taxes, and G2 making Worlds. 9 of the last 10 as they take down KC.
Madrid, China, G2 is coming. They qualified for Worlds, they qualified for Madrid. G2 3-1 over the blue wall. The first game gave them a reality check. They nodded their heads, resettled
A
themselves.
little bit all over the place. Still, they have the lower bracket to make their way through. You can vote for one of the G2 players, though, in your Kia Player of the Series. Skumon caps